Got a giant box and I thought it was some Amazon package. But it turns out it's the AAA liners. So this is sweet. Okay. My truck is actually in the shop right now. I got another thread on the forums talking about, I guess I was getting an error message. Maybe I'll put a little clip of what that error message is and what the final fix is. But Toyota's looking at it right now. They're keeping it overnight for the second night. They're trying to run some diagnostics. So this is interesting. One thing is that it comes folded up. So I'm going to go ahead and lay it out for when I actually do make the video. I want it to be kind of as flat as possible. Give it a chance to kind of unwrap and lay flat so that when I do install this, it kind of has the best chance for success. But yeah, cool. Got this. So I'll see you in a day or two. It's funny, as I was even unwrapping it, I see that they put this. Yeah, as I'm getting this laid out, there is a little bit of a section here, right here, that you can see this kind of part kind of is collapsed. I believe this turns the corner though. That this is actually a 90-degree. This is what goes up and over the edge of your tailgate when it's installed. So I'm kind of trying to keep it in this shape a little bit more. There's also a sticker on the back side here that while it is deformed, it's coming off, which kind of makes me a little bit sad. You can see that this is kind of coming off here. I'm going to do my best to try to, yeah, so I think that this part kind of wraps over, and that's what the sticky is for, because there's going to be screws on this side to hold it against the tailgate. That's the word I'm looking for. To hold it against the tailgate. But then this part is going to wrap over the top, and then it'll just adhere. So you do want these stickers to be intact. They kind of ran this around. So it's interesting. It actually comes with a roll of adhesive that you can use, but some of it is pre-applied. So, I don't know, just a heads up. I'm not super worried about it. As I was trying to kind of get this to lay flat, I noticed there's a little bit of jank there. There's kind of two specific ones that kind of got the worst of it. The ones where it wasn't curved, you know, they fold it in three pieces. So right along that curve, this one kind of got the blunt end. And right along this curve, this one got the blunt end. But hopefully, you know, I'm going to kind of just do this. I'm going to just kind of try to fold it over and leave it in place for it to kind of relax and expand a little bit. They mentioned rinsing it in warm water will help it regain its original shape. But with the adhesive on the back, I really don't want to do that. I guess I could put it in the bathtub and kind of run some warm water. But then I don't want to deal with bringing it out of my house back to this room and laying it on the ground wet. So I'm going to just kind of leave it unwrapped here in the house. It's pretty cold weather recently, so I think it's probably going to have a better chance to succeed indoors. They sent me two.
Several days later.
All right, beautiful sunny day in the new year. I got some stuff to show you guys. So shout out to AAA Liners on the Tacoma 4G forums. Speaking of which, I got a sweet new sticker from DVRGZ over on the forums. He made a couple of these and was giving them away. But yeah, they've AAA Liners had a giveaway on the forums. They were actually, you would choose which of these two bed tail covers that you wanted. I went ahead and opted for the full cover one, and then when I won, they reached out, and I told them like, "Oh, that's awesome! I'll put a thing on my YouTube channel." And they said, "Oh, you got a YouTube channel? Let me send you some more stuff." So then they sent me the other version as well, the one that's kind of the default normal size. This is the kind of the full protection that wraps over the top, and then they also sent me a set of floor mats, and so. I was like, at the time, I was like, oh, I mean, sure, I would love to have a set of floor mats to review on my channel, but I already had these kind of nice all-weather ones that came from Toyota, but now that I look at them and I compare them, I might end up using these ones anyway. I think that the coverage is better. You can see this one kind of goes over on the edge here, covers the sill, whereas that one kind of stops short. And then you can see kind of, you get the dead pedal up here on the side, which you also get on theirs. But then you also get a little bit more protection back behind the brake and the gas. It just seems kind of like a better kind of bucket system that would catch more, you know, leaves, dirt, mud, whatever that's coming off your boots. Mine, you can see mine are a little bit dirty. I hosed them down a little bit, but yeah, so this is going to be cool. I'll get these installed and let's see what they look like. This one's going to be interesting. Again, this is kind of the cover for the bed when you lay it down. I am a little confused on mine because I don't know if this was an option on mine, but I do have kind of a cover that wraps over the lip here. So I don't know if this is standard, if this kind of protection is common on these, but I think that's what this one is kind of aiming to provide. So I'll lay this up here real quick. So when this one is installed, and obviously you screw it in and you do it right, there's a adhesive on the back of these to stick it down and whatnot. I guess you get a hair more coverage where mine stops right there. This one would actually go down a little bit further. You still have this kind of high grip, which I also have. You lose the Tacoma branding, but who cares? And then you get these little bump stops here. And actually these were I was kind of worried about. These are kind of hollow, and I noticed when I unboxed the thing, this one is one of the ones that got folded on. I have another video that I probably started this video with actually, that shows kind of the unboxing and a little bit of concerns that I had. I ended up leaving these laid out indoors for a good week or so because my truck was in the shop. But yeah, let's get these bad boys installed and let's see how it goes. So this one again doesn't have the screws drilled, which is interesting. That's going to be a little bit of work to get this one in. This one does have the screws drilled and it looks like it goes. So again, mine, the OEM one, kind of wraps under the tail here. This one would stop at the edge there, which I'll wait until it's installed to pass judgment, but this actually looks like where the holes line up here, if I get it to line up perfectly, it's actually going to stop a little ways short of the bottom of the bed. So, yeah. And I'm pretty sure that this is supposed to be installed by itself, not like over the existing one, but I will get the instructions out and take a look before I go. With the kit, this is what you get. You get a little bit of, this almost just looks like painter's tape, like maybe from marking where something's going to happen. This is a little more of what seems like the VHB, kind of the 3M very high bond, basically two-sided tape that's, again, very high bond. VHB is the trademark name that 3M has for it, but I don't know if that's actual 3M or what, but whatever. The install guide is a very basic, for preparation, lay the tailgate flat on the ground under direct sunlight to let it fully regain its shape. That's because it comes folded up, which I wasn't wild about, but it seems to have unfolded pretty well in the sun. Clean the surface, locate the mounting holes, install the tailgate mat using the factory screws. Apply the default tapes for further secure. For perfect alignment, begin from the tailgate surface. Fold the mat edge over. How to apply the paper tape. Lift the tailgate, repeat. Okay. Oh, so the paper tape, it actually, you fold it over. Like you stick this, you stick it on there and then you use it to literally kind of like hold it against the tape of the car to make sure that it fully adheres so that it doesn't come off and then dry. Yeah, okay, so here we go. Yikes. Oh my god. So, nothing broke, which is good. These circular holes line up with a couple circular holes in the top to keep it aligned, and then all of these little snaps are just make you lose some sleep at night, but they're fine. This one looks like it took a little bit of a hit. But yeah, okay. Oh look, and then it's not even screwed in anymore, so this just sits here. That's fun. And then you can see inside your tailgate if you've ever wanted to see that. So first up is this one, which I believe is just going to go in the same spot. But what I need to do, there's like dimples here where the screws go. The screws all have these little clips right here that stay in place. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this. I live and die by this stuff, this VHB stuff. I really like it. I really trust it. Again, I don't know if this is actually 3M or if this is a cheaper alternative. It's clearly not branded 3M, so that makes me assume it's not, but you know, this stuff is legit. Will actually legitimately stick to whatever you stick it to. Assuming you've done the minimum prep and whatnot. I've wiped this down. Which I wish, I guess it's fine. I was gonna say, I wish there was screws here. You know, you could do some like self-tapping screws and then they would just, I mean, it would probably present a problem in the longer run. I have a rivet gun. And I think if I was going to really try to do this the best that I could, I've got one of the rivets is like sitting out here. Just little guys like these, you know. You could kind of go through here and chuck out some little rivets that go through the rubber, through the composite, and really hold this rubber lip in place. So it looks good, honestly, and it is softer rubber So again, if you had a mountain bike or something that you're draping over the edge here, you probably have something that you're already covering the rest of the thing with. But in a pinch, overall, I'd say this is an upgrade. You know, these little things, them being hollow, again, I wish they were solid. I feel like if I could wave a wand and adjust their mold, I would make it so these are solid. You can see this one again where it folded. It never really regained its full shape. It'll, you know, sitting out in the sun, now that it's installed, I'm sure that it'll pop back. The other one, there was two fold, you know, so it was folded in thirds. And I think the other fold was right between these two, so it didn't really catch one. But overall, that seems pretty solid. Little AAA liners, shout out there. So let's get the floor mats, and let's do that. Okay, so here's the back ones in place. They fit perfectly. I mean, I'm sure that they did like laser LiDAR scanning or whatever, but it is snug. Like right here, it perfectly meets that back of that rail. It almost snaps into place. And then again, you've got underneath the seat, you can't really see it where my fingers are going, but the tip of my finger is reaching it right now. You get a little bit of a sill here where it comes out and it covers this piece of trim. And then the OEM ones, or the ones that I have, the weatherproof ones, don't have this little bridge that goes over this. So again, I think that's an upgrade there. The other side, looking good. I've got this little dog cover in my back seat for my dog and here, so he's not scratching on this stuff. He's just tucking the window here. Okay. Yeah, so again, looking good. I wasn't expecting that I would use these. I was like, oh yeah, sure, send a set of things and let's do it. So let's get the driver and the passenger installed. They do have spikes on the bottom to hold them in place. Hopefully you can see all those little stabby boys. And they do have the little clip holders and they're on a spinner, so it rotates. At first I thought they weren't lined up right, but they're adjustable. Overall, good fit. Again, it's got that tray that kind of goes up that will keep things from falling. I mean, you know, things might fall behind it and then they're just going to be stuck down there forever. The fit on this one, it's a little deformed. I wish this little part laid down. I'm sure that if I took it in some hot water or something or got an air gun, I could mold that into shape. It's not the end of the world. The clips fit nice. It's not going anywhere. And overall, I think it offers more coverage than the ones that I had before. So I think this will be a nice upgrade. Yeah, let me get the passenger one in. Before I install the passenger one, kind of giving you a look at how much extra material there is. It looks like that scoop is way huger than this one, but honestly, this just is, it just lays in there, you know. So you do get that extra side material, and again, that little ledge, which I think will keep things, it kind of snugs up, and then the sill, which will be on the door side. This one's money. This little piece is right in place where it's supposed to be. The clips line up. Good little mama says I'm special next to my Midland. Good tall area up there. Honestly, it's interesting too because the other one had grooves in it. I kind of almost like that this one's smooth. I feel like there's good grip down here. I mean, you're not standing here. You're not like standing on a ship out in the ocean, so you're not going to lose your traction. You're sitting, you know, so like whatever. But if it was completely smooth, it might be weird. So it is nice that there's a little spot for kind of dirt to fall off in between those grooves. But the provided, I think the lip is really what sells it. The lip and the sill here are really what keep dirt from getting, I mean, I literally vacuumed this so I didn't just look like a dirt bag before I filmed my video. But this will keep that area a little bit cleaner, I think, in the long run. So again, overall, I'd say a win. I got to put the little tape down on these ones. But Chris, sorry for not really getting this one fully installed. Hey Mo, how's it going, man? Yeah, sorry for not getting this one installed all the way. I mean, I kind of laid it up there. I think if I had the full internal bed mat the AAA offers, I probably would have this one just to have a continuous kind of feel across the tailgate and the bed itself. And he actually offered to send me one of those, and I was like, I can't take one because I have these rails installed that I installed in a different video. So the ribs of my bed would prevent, you know, something from laying flat in there because I've eliminated those dips. So yeah, huge shout out to AAA. Again, sending me free stuff to review on my YouTube channel for you guys. Underspend Overland, because we spent it all on the truck already. I'll drop a link to their Amazon store and their website itself in the description. But give them a check out. Get a thumbs up from me, baby. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for watching.